So Muhoozi finally blocked me on X. He says it's because I'm a traitor. I'm Saliti. And I consider that a compliment. Let me explain. The role of journalism is to speak truth to power. It's not to be praised by power. It's not to be friends with power. Muhoozi is a powerful man. He is the chief of defense forces in Uganda. He is the president's son. The military chief who has been bragging about killing 30 Noop terrorists. Noop is Bobby Wine's party. He said he wants to kill Bobby Wine. The first thing he will do is take out his balls. That is the man that says I'm a traitor. I think I'm doing my job, covering Africa accurately, not positively.
But you find groups which promote main pushed by foreigners, because we follow them through the intelligence channels, to create chaos, which of course will not happen in Uganda. There will be no chaos. Nobody will create chaos here. That young man called Larry Madowo from CNN, I saw what you did in Tanzania, but I don't want to see you here in Uganda. You will receive fire.
Those who win the elections are not necessarily the ones who win the election, the ones who are announced to have won the elections in many African countries.
President Museveni's campaign slogan has been protecting the gains. And that is the narrative that his ruling party has been selling, that President Museveni has brought stability and economic growth and peace to Uganda, and he needs to continue to do that. Well past the 40 years he's already been running the country. Many young people support Bobby Wine, and they've been calling for a protest vote against the leadership of President Yoweri Museveni, and they see him as having essentially captured Uganda, the military, the police, the state institutions, for him and his family, and the young people feel disenfranchised, and they've seen hope in Bobby Wine, and that hope again dimmed for a second.
Right, welcome back. Now, this is an interesting because how African leaders direct their things. Sometimes we ask questions because they take African countries like their own properties, whereby nobody is able or is allowed to question. Nobody is allowed to correct the mess. Nobody is allowed to speak about the evil deeds, you know. So we all know that all that has happened in the country of Uganda, we know that all this was evils. According to how Africa is no longer a colonization. It's no longer under enslavement. So this means that if each and every African country has the freedom, it has, because these are the public countries. These are republics. Nchi za uhuru. These are the republics. And these countries, for a country being a republic and having a leader with the people inside, people waking up in the morning to go and vote, making their own decision through the vote or through the ballot. This means that this country is a sovereign and it's a democratic country, whereby everyone has the right to make his or her own decision. Every media personality has the right to go and do their stream living, their coverages, whenever anything or any occasion arises. But in Africa, things are happening in a different way, whereby now the media personalities have become the personal enemy to the politicians. Because once a politician see a media personality, like like Larry Madowo, they feel like these are the enemies who are going to expose their evils. Let me tell you, as I believe, if you are a good leader, you cannot be afraid of the cameras. You cannot be afraid of the cameras. But once you are doing something which you personally believe that is not good, and you cannot like to see the world watching over it, or you may not like to see it being exposed, that's when you'll hate all these media personalities. Now, we saw all that happened in the country of Tanzania during the time of election, whereby it ended with thousands of people being killed. The youths were only going to the street to ask for their voices, to speak their truth, to ask for justice. But what happened? They never left. Went back home, but they were taken to graves. Some went missing. Some were jailed. And days after, we saw Museveni trying to come out and warning Larry Madowo not to step in the country of Uganda during the time of election, because he was trying to expose to explain how Larry Madowo is just an agent to the foreigners. He's being used by the foreign masters to come and expose the negativity, the positive negativity about Africa, so that the world can all continue to see how Africa is. Now, through this, we for the government of Uganda to make this happen, they had to come up with the idea of shutting up the internet. And they went through the election period under the dark room, no internet. And once there is no an internet to the country, then this country is it means like it's on blackout. But now, Larry Madowo urged the people of Uganda that please, this is just a request. You will be out of internet, but make sure that you record anything that happens during that period, so that by the time internet will be restored, you'll be able to share your clips and your recordings to any of media personalities, including him. And that is what the people of Uganda did. All that is being exposed today in the internet, across YouTube and TikTok, we never recorded it. These are the people of Uganda who did this. These are the people who saw this happening and they shared it. Because we are just outsiders. We are outsiders, and we are not able to come and do anything or record anything from your country. You are the one who was responsible, and that's why the people of Uganda recorded all this and shared across the internet once the internet was restored. And we saw Bobi Wine trying to share how election was being rigged. How the agents were marking election just like a book, marking the name of Museveni, so that he can get the much number of votes. So all these are exposed, and it's now in public, in a daylight. Everyone is watching it. But what happened? Now General Museveni, the General Muhoozi, the son of Museveni Oweri, because this is the chief defense force of Uganda, UPDF, the chief senior advisor to the president. Because Uganda is just like a family business, because it's being led by Museveni, the father. The son is the chief defense force and the chief advisor to the president. The wife is the CS and other family members. So when these people are having dinner, sometimes I ask myself, when they are having dinner on a table, it's like a government meeting, because every section is represented. Now, today, the son to Museveni, General Muhoozi, is the one today that is threatening the life of Larry Madowo, the news reporter, and Bobi Wine. And now it has come to the point where they have blocked this man on Twitter and on TikTok. And Larry Madowo himself has come out and to share these statements. So I don't think this will bring any change, because once you are not loved, you are not loved. Once people are tired of you, they are tired of you. Here is not about the kingdom. We are not about under the monarchy leadership. This is not Britain, because Britain is the continent today that's still being run under monarchy. But this is not. This is Africa, and we have the law of the lands. We have democracies, even if they are not working. But it doesn't have to extend to that level of now that once a leader has ascended to the position, he's not ready to hand over, to leave, because they feel like they are the saints to their countries. They are the perfect one. They are the prophets. They are the only savior that can lead this country so that the people cannot suffer. But under their leadership, under their regime, the people are suffering, dying every day, police brutality, people being arrested, locked away without reason. When you ask, or when you just come out to ask anything, you'll be arrested. We've seen this during the time of campaigning time. Before I explain myself much, I am not saying that Bobi Wine was the person that was supposed to be the president of this country. Museveni would have been maybe another president, another time president, but under the described procedures. Just follow the rules, and I give everyone freedom. Allow them to go and make their own decisions personally. without being threatened. Because even if this man was voted, there are some people, a large number of people who voted for him, but because they have no choice. Because this is a government that's a dictative government, you cannot go and question. That's why we've seen how the Ugandans from diaspora have come out to demonstrate from where they are. Because they feel like their country has lost control totally. Today, Kizza Besigye, the former chief opposition leader of Uganda, is fighting for his life in prison. What's the crime? What was the crime? He was trying to argue against the government. Always Museveni, when he speaks, he always reminds the people that I am the president of Uganda. Don't try to challenge my power. So, Larry Madowo has to be blocked. He cannot be able to access anything from the country of Uganda. But we as Africans, this is the new force, the new pressure. The youths are pushing. We need a change. We need change. Africa needs change. That's all we need. Freedom. Freedom for everyone to make the decision that she or he wants. Freedom for the expression, for the movement, and anything. But not doing what other people want us to do. That's all. Be blessed, Regime from my love, and I appreciate you are doing great for tuning this channel. Keep on subscribing, sharing, so that I can continue creating space to share our views in Africa, because we are here to spread positivity of African continent and African motherland. Be blessed and peace out.